Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of equations for area. This is standard 6.8C in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 37 off the 2019 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. Pretty simple problem for 6th grade. In this particular video, we have a plastic set of squares, and this table shows the relationship between A, the area, and S, the side length. And we simply need to find the equation that is going to relate those two, the relationship between A and S. The simple thing about this is we've been learning about area of a square or a rectangle since the 3rd grade. In the 3rd grade, we started looking at little tiny invisible squares inside shapes to count how many square units there were, and now we're looking simply at the relationship here. So let's take a look at what we have. We have A and S, and so since our numbers are going side to side, we are looking for a relationship that is going to go vertically. And so we are going to, let's look at how we get from 1 to 1. Well, that could possibly work if we looked at this first chunk right here. Those are the exact same. So we could say A equals S, which is this one right here. We could say A equals S plus 0. Not an option, but I don't think it's going to necessarily be that simple. So let's look at the second one right here. The second one is going to be, if we wanted to add, or we've got subtraction there, I guess. We've got A equals S. There we go. We add 2. So that's what I did down there in C. We could get that, but then obviously that doesn't work for this first one. And A equals S doesn't work for that first one either. Or I guess you can just double S. You can do S plus S. So that would make this one work. But obviously, these two do not work with 1 and 1, with A equals 1 and S equals 1. So that's not going to work. And then this one doesn't work with A equals 4 and S equals 2. So that's not going to work. So quite honestly, we only have one option here, and it is going to be this A equals S times S, because that is the equation for the area of a square. So you're going to take a square here. Side length is 1. So we're going to say the area equals the side length times the side length, right? Length times width, because that's really what we're looking for. Length times width. And in this case, the length and the width are the same because they are a square. So that's why we have this A equals side times side. So this is going to be 1 unit squared. And if we look at a slightly larger one, we're going to say 2 and 2. And remember, the area is the number of little squares that you can make on the inside. So that's why this is going to be 4, because there are 4 units here. And if we go all the way to a much larger one like this, I'm not going to draw the squares, but the length and the width are both 7. And so you just multiply. You're going to have 7 rows, 7 columns. You're going to multiply, and you are going to get 49, and so on and so forth. Now, one thing that I want to show you about the area of a square now this is only of a square, not a rectangle, not any other quadrilateral. You can find it 3 different ways. A equals length times width, but most likely you're going to find that it's not that way. They're going to do it this way. A equals side times side, simply because in a square, the sides are both equal. The third way that you might see it is this. A equals S squared. Now, using that exponent there, this S squared actually simply means side times side. This doesn't mean S times 2. This means side times itself. So that equals side times itself, or side times side. So our answer is B.